Has anyone completed the task or need any help? They can just ping in chat. Hi everyone, it's already 7 p.m. Does anyone want to show a demo? I guess we have spent enough time.
Yeah, okay. I think follow someone from the list. Let's go in the reverse order. We have Shiva Sankari at the last. Yeah, can you present and show?
And it's okay if you have not completed the entire layout. It's fine, totally fine.
Hi, Shivashankari, are you there?
Okay,
Okay, let's
Sandeep.
move to the
Yeah.
next person. Yeah, Shiva Tanush, can you show?
Yeah, can I share my screen?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Can you please keep it asking me for to enter permissions? So I need a minute. Okay.
Okay, I didn't see your chat.
Can I?
Yes, yes,
Yeah, you
please.
can.
Yeah, is it visible?
Yeah, I can see it.
Uh,
But it's just widescreen.
yeah. Now?
Still the same.
Yeah, it's still white. I don't see anything. Yeah, I
Yes.
can see it now. That actually looks good. But okay, you have added a background there, is it?
Yes.
Okay, okay. And okay, it actually looks really good. But the boxes are not in the same shape. Okay. So actually, this might work out if there are multiple such cards that you are showing, like the layout which Windows would have. Uh, can you try to bring up them in the same size?
Uh, did I have to change the boxes size, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes, right.
Okay, that itself is an image. Okay,
Okay.
okay.
This is in horizontal and another within a vertical.
But both of them has to be in of same size.
Yeah, okay,
You,
I
you
can.
saw the card, right? That card should be having the same width.
Yes, yes. Okay, then I can change the image.
And also like this should not be like in the image. It's fine, but what we expect is like an image and then this text junior designer that
You
has
have
to be
actually
wrapped
taken
inside a
an
card.
image, yeah, you have actually taken an image with that text itself, but what we wanted was to show the text separately. You have to add the text manually.
Yeah, okay, okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but this
Yeah,
is
but
good. Great work. Yeah.
then next. Yeah,
Praveen Kumar.
Praveen Kumar. Yeah. Let's wrap this up quickly. We have to cover a few things after this. So everyone, please share the screen immediately when your name is called out. If you haven't completed, that's fine.
Praveen Kumar, can you share the screen?
Okay, let's go to the next person. Praneeth, can you share your screen?
Anyone else want to share their screen and show a demo?
Yeah, okay. Have you tried? Yeah, we actually know that you joined yesterday. Have you tried something?
So can I share my screen?
Yeah, sure, sure.
Yes, please. Sure.
Um, is my screen visible also?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We can see your screen. Yeah.
Okay, it seems that everyone is going with the same approach. Uh, okay, it is actually properly aligned and having same size. That is good. But we actually don't find any text there. Uh,
Yeah, I have tried, but I don't know how to put text below the image.
so it's actually simple. So what he has taught now, you should be able to do it. What you can do is inside the uh, card, yeah, you have a different class for that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so the class which you call as image, uh, for that class we have to provide display flex again, and put it as flex direction column, so that the first thing which you add, which is the image, will come on top, and the second element which you add is going to come on the bottom. If you actually want to use flex direction, that element you have to specify it as display flex.
And you
Yeah,
need to add one more paragraph tag or something inside the same image
Yeah.
div.
yeah,
uh,
I will try. Can I stop sharing, sir?
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Please.
yeah, please. Then we have, I think Manoj has also joined yesterday, I guess. So, Bhumika, can you share your screen?
Sir, actually, I need some time.
No. So, whatever you have done, that is fine. You can show it.
Sir,
Sorry.
sir, now only I started doing.
Okay. Okay, then. Okay, that's fine. Let's move to the next person. Jayshree, can you show?
Yes, sir. 1 minute.
Yeah, sure.
Is my screen visible?
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Okay. You seem to have added a new element for the text. That is
Yes.
good. But it has to come uh, like in the
Have,
same line.
Side by
have you
side.
used flex value, flex property here?
No, sir. I didn't choose. I didn't complete it also.
Okay, it just you can just give the display flex to the container, then it will
Yeah.
look good.
Okay.
Can you try that one?
Okay, sir. Can I finish and
No, you can
one?
just it's just two lines. You can just do it so that you will also be able to see. And I'm not sure from where does people pick up this values align equal to center. uh, I've seen multiple people use properties such as that in your code. uh, it's always that everyone looks up in the internet. That's fine. That is not a problem. But those properties are not recommended for use at, at this time. They were used when HTML4 was there. Now after HTML5, it is recommended to do any kind of styling only by using CSS. Yeah, yeah. There you have to type justify content.
Yeah, you can use center also. Yeah.
Can I
Save.
use aligned items?
I don't think that is necessary.
Okay.
Let's save and go back and see how that came out.
Okay.
Are they wrapped inside the same container?
Yes, sir.
No,
You can just
actually, I
put.
don't think so.
Can you scroll down? Yeah.
Can you right click and press format document? Yeah, format document. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it seems that the second div, which is called as image, is also inside that first. Can you cut that and put that
This
outside?
one, sir. This
Line
image.
number 28 to uh, yeah,
Mm.
28 to 31. But no, no, 20 from sorry,
27.
27 to 31. Sorry,
27 to 30.
cut that and
Move it after 28.
Move it after 20. Can I?
Yeah, paste it. Save it now.
Yes.
Okay.
Can I change the image pixel size?
Okay, it seems you have given 10% for both the
No,
height and
it's
width. You can provide one property. Let's have a height alone. So what it tries to do is it tries to fit that image in that specific height, adjusting the width without uh, like distorting that image. That will proportionately reduce the aspect ratio of that image. And also all the values should be wrapped in double quote.
okay.
Height equal to, yeah, in double quotes you have to type 10%. But I don't think percentages are supported here. Let me check that. So you have to give in pixels.
Okay.
No, it's just that value. You can give it as 20 or 200. It is assumed to be pixels, but 20 is
20 is like very small. You
small.
can just
Yeah.
Okay. I make it
you
200.
can give 100. Yeah, 100 or 200.
Okay. No.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that seems fine.
Mhm.
Still, you haven't added the card design yet,
Yes, sir.
but yeah, that is fine. I think you just need to add box shadow for it. I think you can try it on your own.
Okay, sir.
Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Anyone else want to share a screen show demo?
Sir, I corrected it. Can you check it once?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, looks very good now.
Is it okay, sir?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, this looks good. Yeah. One more thing is like you can just use like a box shadow property, which Vasanthana taught you yesterday. You can take
Yeah.
that one later. Yeah, but this is
Yeah.
looks very good. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Let's jump on to the next topics for today. I'll start sharing my screen. So yes, so we have seen flex layout so far, and the next thing that we are going to see is grid layout. And the difference between the flex layout and grid layout is like flex is one directional, where all the elements will be aligned in only one axis, and the grid layout is like a two directional, both in horizontal and vertical axis, just like a 2x2 or like a matrix format, both in x and y axis. So for that one, we just need to change the display to display grid. And just like flex, for the grid also, the same thing. We need to consider two things. One is the container, and which is called as a grid container. And the second is one is the child elements or the grid items. So what we can do is like, I'll just first of all remove all the other properties. Yeah. So when we are given this display grid property, all the elements will be aligned in this vertical format, which means like all the child elements will take the entire width. So in a single row, only one element will be present. But in flex, it's not the case. In all the elements will be aligned in a single axis itself. So to change that one, we have different properties for grid. What we can do is like we can just give a there's a property called grid template columns.
ఇక్కడ ఇలా అని చూడ ఏమన్నా తెలుస్తుందా?
Sorry.
ఏదో మామూలుగా ఎక్కువ
Yeah,
పవర్
Shivadanush, can you go on mute, please? Thank you. Yeah. There is a property called as grid template columns, where we can mention like how much width each box has to take. For example, we can just give like 200 pixel, 200 pixel, 200 pixel, 200 pixel. If you give it like this, all the boxes will occupy 200 pixels. This is one way of doing it. If suppose we want it to equally distribute to the entire space, what we can do is like we can mention it like 1FR, means one fraction of the entire width. So when we give it like this, all the boxes will take one fraction of the entire container's width, like which means like it is at 25%. And if suppose an element needs to get like 50% width, then we can change it to 2FR. So now things will change. So everything will be having the one fraction unit. Only this box 2 will be having two fraction units. Like now we'll be having like total of 5 fraction units. So it is like the box 1 will occupy 1/5 of the width, and the box 2 will be having 2/5 of the entire width. So that is what this 1FR and 2FR means. And also you can give it in percentage, or else you can give it in pixels. This is one way of doing it, and there are other ways where you can, if suppose all the elements are going to occupy the same width, then you don't need to type like 1FR 4 times. What you can do is like you can just add this repeat function, and inside that you can specify like how many times this has to repeat and how much width that it has to take it. So you can write like repeat 4 times and 1FR. This won't make any change since the last property was also the same. If we change this to 200px, you can see the difference here. So if suppose I change it to 1FR again, now we are having only 4 child elements here, box 1 to box 4, and we are repeating 4 elements in a column. So all the elements are occupied in this single row itself. What if suppose we have like 8 elements or 10 elements? So in that case, so it will behave like this. So we'll be having 4 columns just like how we mentioned here, and in all the 4 columns each boxes will occupy 1FR, and when it doesn't have enough width to occupy the next box, it will automatically go to the next row. So the box 5 will go here, 6 and 7, 8, and for box 9 there is no enough space after this box 8, so 9 will go down here. And if we change it to again 200px, you can see the difference here. We mentioned it like we need to repeat only 4 columns here, and the width is only 200 pixel. So it behaves in this manner, and we have the same properties just like how we had in the flex layout. So we can again give the justify content center, and what it will do is like it will align all the elements to the center of the container. And similarly, like the same properties we'll be having here also. Flex end, space between, space evenly. So we'll be having all the same properties here. Okay.
Sir, can you specify both for like from start, like justify content from start and justify content space evenly? Can we give both?
No, that is not possible. It can have only one property. Either it has to start in the center or from the any one property, space evenly or anything. Like how exactly you want to align these boxes?
No, not for align. Just I'm asking to clarify for that.
No. So if suppose you are giving this justify content space evenly and justify content center, it will behave in space evenly manner, because whatever that is mentioned in the last value, that will take it as a high priority. So if suppose you are giving this justify content center in the last value, it will behave in the it will be aligned in the center. So you can just have only one property, even though you give two values, it will take only one, whatever that has given in the last.
What if we given in boxes?
Yeah, so this justify content and align items and yeah, these two properties, they can be added only for this container. For the boxes, we have like align self, that I have taught you in the flex layout, right? So I'll be discussing the same in
Yes.
grid also. So this property is only for the container elements, not for the children elements. Hope I answered your question.
Yes, sir.
So same thing here. We can now again give the align items, and we can mention whether it has to be in center. If we give in center, then it will be aligned in the center of the container, or else flex end or flex start will be aligned to the end of the container. If suppose we need to align it to the one element to different alignment, then we can just give align self, and we can just give flex start. The same behavior we can expect here in the grid also. Only the box 3 will be aligned to the top of the container. And there is one additional property which is called as the grid gap. So using grid gap, we can actually define the spacing between these boxes actually. So that is also a property of the container element. So I'll just write here. So now you can see like it has added a 10 pixel gap between these boxes. So there are two properties. One is the column gap and second one is the row gap. First of all, let me remove this align items so you can view this clearly. So the column gap will add space between two different boxes in this way, and row gap will add a space between this one. Yeah. So similarly, like the columns, you can just give how many rows you want to define. So I have defined like just a minute. I defined the grid rows as 2 rows, and that should have 200 pixel each. So this is the row 1. It is having 200 pixel height, and the second row it's having 200 pixel height, And by defining this row gap 10 pixel, it has added the gap between box 1, box 5, box 2 and boxes like this. If I comment this one, you can see like they are actually colliding with each other. So by defining this row gap, you can add space between the rows, and similarly the column gap will add space between the columns. Okay, so anyone has any questions regarding this one? Okay, so if not, I'll just share a link here that will be very useful for learning the Flex layout. Just go to Google and search FlexFrog. So it will actually open a link. It has like 24 different stages. So each will give you like a different exercise. So for example, initially the frog will be here and it has to be aligned with this leaf. So they'll just ask you to give some properties, flex properties like this one, justify content flex end. So if you give this justify content flex end, so it will be properly aligned with this leaf. So similar to this one, you have like 24 different levels. When you do these things, then you'll be like very much comfortable with this flex layout. So similarly for flex, there's one more thing called as grid garden. That is very useful for learning the grid layouts. You can try these two whenever you have time. I'm just adding that link to this chat. And if you have any doubts also, then feel free to ping the doubts in our WhatsApp group. Okay, so this is about the display property. These are the 5 values that needs to be taken care of: block, inline, flex and grid. And flex and grid is will be most used for all these layouts. And flex is for like one directional layout. Grid is for 2-directional layout. So with this one, we are going to move to the next concept, which is called as responsive web design. We have seen like different websites that are like properly aligned in different screens, like in the desktop, in the iPad, and in mobile view. So for example, let's take some website. Okay, let's take HackerRank itself. Okay, you can see this one. So this is like a header, and when you change it to mobile view, this will be actually changed in this format. So you can see these cards. So these cards are like only one in a single row, but in regular desktop view, you can see all the cards are actually placed in a single row itself. So this is called as like responsive web design. This can be achieved using a thing called as media queries. Has anyone heard this before about media queries? Yes or no, anything? Okay, I guess the answer is no. Fine. Yeah, great. Thanks. So using media query, we can actually just take care of all the take care of all the device width actually. So in this width, we are actually having 4 elements in a single row, right? So, but if we just go to the same layout in our mobile view, then this is not actually, this will look totally weird in this way. You can see like it is able to only contain 3 elements. Even the box 1 has gone missing here. So it is like a broken screen now. So to fix these things, we're actually going to get help from our media queries. So media queries will take care of all the different devices with actually. So to get that one, what we need to do is like we need to type at media screen, and we need to mention like the width, how much width we need to consider, and inside this one we need to start writing our CSS like this one. So in a regular view, what we are doing is like we are mentioning like the number of columns that we need is like 4. So in mobile also it is trying to fit 4 cards inside a single row. So what we can do is we can change this one to 1 in our mobile view, and you can just remove this property. You can now see this one. So only one box at a single column now. So what does it mean is like so there are different breakpoints actually available in our responsive web design. They are like so for the mobile view you can see this is the 414 is the width and 736 is the height. So this actually varies from mobile to mobile. So for this iPhone 678 it is like around 414. And first of all let me tell you like how to use that one. Just open your developer tools and click this device toolbar. So when you click this one, you can get a list of different devices here from this iPhone and iPad. So every devices will be having different width and height. So using this one, one can develop websites in a responsive way. So now I'm just considering this iPhone 678 Plus. So where we are just going to show only one box at a row. And since this is looking weird, what I'm going to do is like I'm going to remove this height because you can see like this container is actually ends here, but the cards are actually overflowing from the container. So I'm going to remove this height property only in this particular screen size. So we